So let's talk feet. All dogs need the pads trimming. They grow hair, stand. They grow hair underneath the feet, and I've let his grow so I can show you how to trim it. And it needs cleaning. It's so dirty, and this is why it's dark, because it's got stained. So all dogs need the pads trimming. So how to do it on a Havanese in full coat. I've got straight and curved scissors, and I shall use them both. And I've also got these pair of trimmers. These are fabulous. They're about £20 off Amazon, and they're just the easiest way to do the pads. But I'll show you both ways, because if you prefer using the scissors, I'll show you how to do it with the scissors. Stand. One thing important is to teach your dog how to stand. So the way to do the feet is to run your hand down, and then all this excess is coming off. So if you run your hand down to the bottom of the pad, this bit that's hanging off is the bit that's coming off. So just lift the leg gently back to do it, and then all this dark fur, all the stained fur from touching the ground is coming off. So just go straight across. And you see in between his pads there how it's grown. And I just go out, out, like that. Get all that excess off. So that's one way to do it. Anything that's protruding beyond my fingers can come off, because that's basically what's touching the floor. I often wonder, does this tickle them? But they don't seem to mind it at all. So that's one way to do it. You can see it's not taken any length off his coat, it's just literally trimmed his pads. He's still got the length on his coat. The other way to do it is with scissors. And when you're doing things with scissors, you've just got to be careful. Obviously you don't want to cut your dog. So again, I'm going to run my hand down his leg, lift it backwards. I'm going to trim off all that excess. These are not dead sharp scissors, they're just a normal pair of scissors that you can buy off the internet. The thing about scissors is you don't want to be going in with the point of your scissors. Put your scissors flat across the paw. Keep them flat across the paw. So you've no chance. I'm going to get all this hair out from here, but I've no chance of cutting the dog. Go all the way across, and they're flat to the paw. And I'm just going to trim off the excess. Stand. The dog's pads, so you can see there how it's grown over his pad. The dog's pads need to be touching the floor. So just go straight across. And clear all the hair. From the pads. And keep the end of your scissors pointing away from anything near the dog's paw. Just keep them nice and flat. So there we have 2 pads cleaned, but still I haven't taken anything off this top coat here. So in terms of the dog's length, we've still got length. I've got to trim round his paws because this is still touching the floor here, but I shall do this from the top. But his pads now are nice and clear for walking on the floor, and that's how we trim pads. To do the front one, do the same thing. Put your hand down and just lift the paw up. You can see how much excess we've got to cut off here. But exactly the same, lift the paw back to do the front one. Stand. This is my preferred way of doing them. It's easier, quicker, and you can get into the pads a lot better, I think, with stand. Let me see. Good boy. This one. Stand. Make sure you move his coat out of the way. You don't want to be taking any chunks out of his coat. Let's get all that dirty fur off there. He's a good boy, aren't you, Sky, eh? Since it's stained because it's touching the floor. It's overdue really, aren't you, Sky? Because it's winter here and it's very, very wet at the moment. Every time we go out, this all gets wet. Stand. All I'm doing with this is running it across the pads, taking off all that excess fur. All done.